this was a big win for Philly.
Yeah, this start in general is incredible. And incredible is a big word, but it is when you think about the Sixers squad who season after season, we talk about all the talent they have, but they're never healthy. And that's because they had a lot of veteran guys who are old. Sorry to say it, but they're old and they're beat up. The team needed this kind of youth. They needed the speed. They needed the pace to tire teams out night after night, to have the ability to come back. And that's what you're getting with these two players. It's so historical what they're doing. 182 combined points right now. That's the most by any starting backcourt in the first 3 games of a season. And I have been so high on Tyrese Maxey really since he entered the league, but what he's been able to do consistently for this team, filling in when Embiid's been hurt, filling in when all the stars haven't been able to play, it's not next man up. It's Maxey's up, period. And now you have this guy, this number 3 overall pick out of Baylor. All the blue bloods wanted him in college. He goes to Baylor, and now he's here balling out. They're like, okay, yeah, usually, a rookie, everybody's talking about Cooper Flag. No, it's Edgecombe. He's shooting, Fitzy, almost 50% from the field, 40% from the 3. And not only that, but he has the defense. That was his upside. That was his ceiling when he was drafted, that he was a true 2-way player. Well, he's leading with 2 steals a game. He has the blocks. He's big on the boards. He's right behind Drummond right now on the team when it comes to rebounds. Only Maxey has more minutes. Edgecombe is such a fun player. I don't know how long this can last for a rookie, but the duo of him and Maxey, to even think about what this is going to be like when you have all 4 guys, Embiid and Paul George, on the floor, this Sixers squad is going to be a really tough out, which they should have been over the last few years, but always something happens to them. Usually it's injuries, but now you have this young blood in here that is just pushing the pace. They're going to be a tough out.
Every time somebody says, well, he can really play on both ends of the floor, that's almost like saying, oh, he's a sneaky athlete when we talk about the NFL. Like, we take that as some sort of but his offense is going to be a problem. I think what's interesting is that there's a palpable energy to what Edgecombe has brought to the 76ers. There's an explosiveness offensively that he's brought to the 76ers. Obviously, a lot of this is Maxey, but to me, what really stands out quickly in just the short span of games that we've had so far is that the impact we thought Cooper Flag was going to have on the association is the actual impact that Edgecombe is.
Yes.
Like, Cooper Flag so far has been fine. Like, he had 22 points the other night. It was fine. Last night left due to injury, so we'll see where that goes. Like, he's been fine. Edgecombe has been more than fine. Edgecombe has been a spark plug so far for a Philadelphia team that I think needed this, because we spend so much time obsessing, rightfully so, over their success is hitched directly to whatever we think Embiid's going to be. Well, what if this youth movement, this youth explosion suddenly turns the page for them? What if now they don't need Embiid to be the calling card? Sure, he can be if he gets healthy and feels and plays particularly well, if he can get more consistent. I know he's not happy with his minutes so far early in all of this. He was a healthy rest last night, not a scratch, but he was rest last night. But look, without him, they looked great. They looked explosive. They looked like they have a rhythm and a pace. And the more that they continue to grow to the point where they don't need Embiid, I think that's the better for everybody, because then Embiid can either figure out if he wants to fit onto this team or if they want to move him somewhere else, if he wants to try and win somewhere else. Like, Philly can't care about that. Philly should only care right now about the fact that they are explosive, they're energetic, they're winning games. There's a energy, a joy to what they're doing early in the season. I think that stuff is part of what you can take away early in the season and say, does this carry over? When guys are playing explosive and fun and enjoying what they're doing, and you see this from them, I just wonder, to your point, how long can it last? But if it can last, man, maybe the 76ers have already turned a page in front of our very eyes.
Well, the Embiid part of that makes me laugh, because Embiid can complain all you want, but buddy, you missed 63 games last year. So if I was the Sixers franchise, I too would make you sit in back-to-backs. I too, if I had these 2 young guys balling up and down the court, coming back, beating real threats, I'd probably sit you too. And same for Paul George. He was out for 41 games. So I know players might want to complain because they want to play, but the organizations and really the rest of the NBA world has seen enough. We've seen enough, Embiid. We know. You should know that your body can't handle this. We now know. And I want to touch quickly. I know we have a few games and teams we want to run through, but going back to the Cooper Flag Edgecombe argument, if you want to call it that, or I think it was a good way you put it. Edgecombe is what Flag was expected to be to start this. And it's his early season, but still, he has almost double the points. He's averaging over 40 minutes. That's 10 minutes more than Flag's been on the court. He has more rebounds. He has 3 times the assists. And it sounds like you and I are on the same page here in the fact that the Sixers team could go pretty far if this is what we continue to see. So I think rookie of the year for sure is Edgecombe's right now.
Now, and by the way, the race is wide open. The East is wide open. We all know the East is wide open. And what have we been begging? We have been begging for somebody in the East to step up and say, nope, not wide open. I'm taking this. And right now, early in the season, you can't tell me why that can't be Philly the way they're playing. What about we'll stick in the East? Maybe not as comfortable for you, but we'll stick in the East. What about the Boston Celtics? Okay, so the Celtics, they finally pick up their first win of the season. They beat the Pelicans 122-90. Now, some people might mention that there was no Zion. I'm not going to do that to you. Boston's 1-3. How are we feeling?
Not good, Fitz. What do you mean? I feel terrible.
It's early in the season. Like, maybe.
I don't care. I wasn't happy heading into the season. I'm certainly not happy about last night. I mean, a loss to the Sixers, fine. We just talked about how good they were. A loss to the Knicks, understandable. They are so deep. They are so talented. The loss to the Pistons hurt a little bit, but they have talent. But we knew this wasn't going to be a good season. And I think anybody that tried to, we call it silver linings, that they tried to make that edge of the silver lining a bit too thick for my liking. You have a new owner. You had to trim $40 million in salary to get out of the luxury tax, and you did that. But how did you do that? You got rid of Drew Holiday. You got rid of Kristaps Porzingis. You got rid of Al Horford. Oh, whatever, Al Horford. Okay, that's a lot of size. That's defense. That's veteran leadership. That's clutch points right there, especially defense with Drew Holiday. I don't know why people thought we were just going to be okay. I understand Peyton Pritchard, 6th man of the year. Great player, blew up last year, was great the year before that. That's fine. Jaylen Brown still exists. I am fully aware of that. But Jaylen Brown, not that Tatum's like a leader of men, but he is our best player. I don't know if Jaylen Brown can be that. And even when he is the star on the team, there's still not enough around them. The reason the Celtics were such a threat when they won was because of their depth. But what happens when you have a really good team? Pieces start to fall apart because you can't pay everybody. And that's what happened with the Celtics. So no, I'm not happy we got a win against a team that was without their best player. I don't think this is going to be a good season. We were bottom 6 in odds to even, get to win another championship. So my expectations were very low, and I keep them low because if they surprise me, I'll be happy.
Look, this is going to sound awful when I say it this way about Jaylen Brown, and I want to say that I really respect Jaylen Brown's game. Anytime I'm qualifying it, I'm about to say something that's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm scared.
There's a reason that Christopher Nolan never sat down and said, man, let's make a great Robin movie. Like Jaylen Brown's like, it's great Robin. That's fine. It's great Robin.
Yeah.
But this team is without his Batman, and we knew it was going to be without his Batman. We knew that was going to be the case. Now, it's a great story in all of our Disney minds to turn around and say, it doesn't matter. Jaylen Brown's just going to step up, and all of a sudden he's going to be the guy. Like, I don't know why I use that voice, but
that was a good voice.
Thank you. That's what the easy narrative could be. Hey, don't worry, they won't miss a beat. I think thinking that they wouldn't miss substantial beats from this would be disrespectful to Tatum, and it'd be wildly overvaluing Brown's value. Like, it is okay to admit, like, hey, this person is a great second star on a team. I don't think that that's a bad conversation. I don't think that's condescending at all. But also there is, like I said, a reason that they don't make landmark movie franchises around the other guy. Like, without Jayson Tatum, the Celtics are just going to try and hang on for dear life. And to your point, Claudia, when you combine that with the amount of money that was dumped for smart reasons for the way that they're building towards their future, I think you got to just understand that the Celtics are just treading water to see who they are until Tatum gets back, and then they'll figure out what their actual long-term approach looks like.
And I will say too, with the Tatum of it all, of course, like he's the threat, but that's what allowed Jaylen Brown to be so good. Because when they're both on the floor, everybody's so worried about Tatum that Jaylen Brown can go off and win, Eastern Conference MVP and be a focal point, because the real focal point is Jayson Tatum. So that's not taking anything away from Jaylen Brown. But like you said, you put it very eloquently, they don't make Disney movies on the Jaylen Browns of the world. They just don't.
I mean, look, like to your point, Robin goes in and like helps with the fight, but Batman's doing most of the work. Like Batman's doing most of the work. Then Robin's like, "You've already been punched 4 times. I'll give you the knockout points." It's just better. Okay, now that I'm just absolutely being condescending to incredible athletes, I'm just gonna downplay a 50 burger next. That's the next thing I'm gonna do. Lauri Markkanen last night, another big game in the association. Lauri Markkanen drops 50. All right, so 51 actually on Phoenix. In the win, 138-134 for the Jazz, right? Like but look, 51 points, 14 boards, 17-17 on the free throws. It is absolutely incredible night. But what's up with the amount of 50-point games that we have in the association so far this year? I can't figure it out. Like SGA, Gordon Reeves, now we got like 50 plus 4 times. We're like 8 seconds into the season. We already have 4 50-point games. Come on.
That's called a defensive problem across the NBA. And I love basketball. I played basketball, but the NBA has a defensive problem. It really does. There's a reason that the good defensive teams stand out so much year after year. It's because you let players time after time put up 50 and they just don't care. It's a problem, in my opinion. I love to see it. It's fun. Scoring is fun. Obviously, points are fun. But to me, I don't want to say this is less of, credit to the talent that's putting up the 50 points, but I think it tells us something more so about the defensive efforts across the league.
Yeah, I think at the end, I'm, again, planting my flag as the old guy in this league. I grew up watching 90s basketball, and I'm one of the few people that grew up watching 90s basketball that does not believe that 90s basketball was better than this at all. I will take the free, open flow of a game now, the great shooting of the game now, rather than watch him try and get, I would take the athleticism of Wemby over just trying to excuse Manute Bol's athleticism all day, every day. I will take what we're looking for here while guys are running around trying to figure out how to get that's a great pass. That's a great cut. That's a great everything. I will take that over watching guys just constantly just try and beat each other up under the rim. I'm all in on this. So look, I will say I think the game's never been better because I love offense.